Do you know how difficult it would be on a female to manage 25 men? Or 50 men? Do you know how impossible that would be?
Difficulty level. I'm just saying it would be tough.
That wouldn't be tough. It'd be impossible. You're going to tell me that you would think a woman could walk into an NFL team and coach as a head coach 15 assistants and 50 to 60 men?
Wow. That was famed radio host Mike Francesa's controversial take that a woman will never be a head coach of a pro men's team. But Adam Silver might feel a little differently. Silver said there would, quote, definitely be a woman as a head coach in the NBA and wants it to be, quote, soon rather than later, unquote. So let's make a $100 bet. Would you bet that a woman will be the head coach of an NBA team within the next decade?
No. I would bet that it's going to take it more than 10 years. It's probably going to be Nancy Lieberman, and it's probably going to be Becky Hammond. If it's sooner than 10 years, my money's on Lieberman. Anything after 10 years, it's a good line. 10 years is a good line. A couple things. Mike Francesa's comments, if there's somebody within his radio corps that has been looking for a reason to terminate his tenure as a radio host, that's good enough. That was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. We have a female executive of Starbucks. We need to just stop with that madness. However, I do see danger in when Adam Silver says sooner than later. I love what he's doing. He has been progressive
absolutely,
for minorities, which, by the way, minorities with black and white are kind of evaporating, I would hope, if people had true equality on their mind. But in the NBA, in terms of gender equality, yeah, it's pretty much a 100%. I'm rooting for Becky Hammond. I'm rooting for Nancy Lieberman. But sooner than later sort of puts, it's sort of like an unofficial Rooney rule where, okay, well,
like the clock's ticking.
How many years is sooner?
Yeah, we don't know.
And how many years is later?
It's a vague correlation to when that actually might take place.
I think 10 years, though, for the sake of our conversations, a good line. What do you have?
I've got no. And it's, again, I hear those comments from Francesa and I cringe. And I go, man, it just sounds so close-minded. And I'm like, what? No woman could go in any locker room and do that. Clearly, that is not the case. But I'm kind of with you on this one where it sounds great in theory, but when it's actually put to the test, I don't know when we're going to find out if there's a woman out there that can. I think Becky Hammond would be the right choice. I think Nancy Lieberman would be a great choice as well. Will they actually do that and say, you're going to be the first, you're going to be the trailblazer, you're going to be the first woman to head a group of men in a professional rank? I hope so. I hope we're wrong on this.
Sure. And I don't.
The naysayer in me says, realistically, they'll figure out some reason why they don't get the top job.
And it's a double-edged sword. Just because if you look at it, like, well, why do we need to put pressure on the idea of a female having to be a coach in the men's NBA? Well, if the pressure isn't made, it may never happen.
Right.
And I can tell you that right now, no one is carrying a heavier sword. And I mean, that includes Michael Jordan, that would include Magic Johnson, than the actual commissioner.
It's bizarre because you look at the women's game and you go, well, Gino Auriemma, one of the most dominant coaches in any profession in women's college basketball, they always say, oh, would he go coach men? I think if you're a coach, you can coach.
Yeah.
Whether
he had
it's men or
opportunities,
women.
but it was so good at UConn by the time he had true offers.
It just seems like if you can coach, it really doesn't matter where it is.
Right.
I would think
and if
that
people are
translates.
saying, well, the men's game predated the female game, not that long.
No.
Okay, there were women's leagues by the 20s, and Babe Didrikson-Zaharia is the greatest female athlete, the greatest athlete, male or female, in my opinion, of all time, was a national star in basketball by 1928.
Now, let's see. Hopefully, Scotty and I are wrong. We'll have a female coaching either NFL or in the NBA before that 10 years that we just put up there.